Welcome to another episode of Smitty Snippets. Glad you get to spend your Thursday with me. I appreciate that. It means a lot. I'd like to introduce my sister. How you doing there, sis? How's it going?
What's up?
Ready for a good
Glad you.
show?
Absolutely. I'm pleased that those of us who are able to join will join or are joining. So thank y'all. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, or like, share, and subscribe. That's the
Yeah,
way it's supposed to be
on the
said.
road to 2,000. Even though we've been at 1,500 for like 8 months,
Yeah,
but it's
not
fine.
gonna
It's
stay
all
that
good. We're
way.
gonna get there. I'm not worried about that, not one bit. So we
Mm-hmm.
appreciate y'all watching and coming to hang out with us. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what's up, man? So what we got?
We
What
have
news you got tonight?
quite a few stories. I want to start out with, I know we a few weeks ago we discussed oh gosh, what's the name of the show? Stranger Things. I know we discussed that, and my inability to finish the prior season.
Did
But
you finish it?
no, no. Um we have a
What?
for the new season that's due to come out. Remember, we weren't getting anything, right? We were getting that it wrapped filming and all of that jazz. But we finally have a release month of November for this year. Um, I'm guessing that it'll more than likely come out sometime around the holiday, either the week of or the week prior to Thanksgiving. So keep your eyeballs peeled. Once I have more information with regard to the actual release date, I'll make sure to update everybody. But just wanted to let you know we have an update as far as that is concerned. Um,
Them damn kids probably got kids that they own by now. Been waiting so goddamn long for these kids to do something.
in other news, we have the new Superman comic taking inspiration from Dragon Ball Z. Superman Unlimited is a new comic launching May 21st. John Kent, Superman's son, who also goes by Superman, will embark on a training journey resembling that of Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. In Dragon Ball Z, Gohan is the son of the main character who is trained by his father's enemy to help face a greater threat. Paul Kamas- Kaminsky, sorry, I'm just whatever. DC Comics Group editor states,
Sorry,
quote,
spelling is
some
hard. Spelling is hard.
shut up. Quote, sometimes I have these, like, they are less of story markers for people, but more importantly, like images to follow through on. And one of the images I have on my head is John training on a mountain like Gohan to overcome kryptonite and doing so somehow. End quote. John working to overcome his kryptonite weakness will be a major boon for the character and could even position him as the strongest Kryptonian in the DC universe if he succeeds. So, you don't look overly interested in John or Superman or Kryptonite or.
Why do you have to do it to existing characters? Just make one up. Get another sheet of paper and make one up. Why do you have to destroy old characters? You don't have to do that, right? Just come up with your own ideas. God, just come up with your own ideas, man. You
Well,
don't have to. Superman doesn't have to be Goku, or Gokhan or whatever the hell his name is.
I was
You ain't got
about
to
to
be
say,
like that. You know what I'm saying? Just start over.
all
Make a
right.
new
Well,
character.
they don't want to. They want to use what they have and they want to adjust him to match Dragon Ball Z. So that's what you're going to get. I am curious to see. Now, I know very little of Dragon Ball Z, so I'm very curious to see how that pans out. Like for
That
me, it
was
would be,
that was after me and you. That was after.
yeah, I know. But it would be new for me then, right? I would be curious to see how that character. You're not interested. Have you
I
watched
mean, it's
any
fine.
of Dragon Ball
I'll check it
Z?
out. I'll check it out because I'm always about story first, so it could be good, right? I'm just saying. You know what? I'm gonna subvert all my expectations because I always say story first. So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. If it's
Uh-huh.
good, If it's good, I'll check it out.
Okay.
Irish Exit, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
All right.
Hope you're having a good night.
I don't like the new superhero stuff. The old Superman was good. Well, I agree. They should probably start remaking things, but it seems like that's what's getting people's attention and people to get to the theaters or stream whatever they come out with. So, again, I'm curious. I don't know if I will watch it, but I am curious to see how that comes out. With that said, we'll move on to the next story, which is Marvel 1943, A Rise of Hydra game gets delayed. The game was originally scheduled for a holiday 2025 release, but is now scheduled for an early 2026 release. Rise of Hydra will be set in occupied Paris during World War II and will feature 4 playable characters: Black Panther, Captain America, Gabriel Jones, and Anali. So, would you get that game? And if you did, who would you play? Who would you play as, I should say?
Who are the characters again? Black Panther and who?
Black Panther, Captain America, Gabriel Jones, and Anali.
What year is this taking place in?
1940, what did I say?
No,
1940.
listen. First of all, no. You ain't finding Black Panther and Patty in 1940 nothing. Okay,
Why
we didn't do that. All right, we didn't do that. It wasn't safe for
not?
us. Okay, it was not a thing for us. All right, so no Black Panther. I don't give a damn if he was a hero or not. They'd been like, oh, no,
You better
no,
you
not
better
them.
stop.
I'm just
No,
saying.
I don't.
I'm just saying.
All right. I'm okay. I don't think it was as bad as you're portraying. It was not
What?
as it was not as bad as in other places. With that said, I shall move on, sir.
Go ahead.
Alien Earth plot and release date. So I know you're interested in Alien Earth, right?
Cannot wait for Alien
Oh,
Earth. Cannot wait for Alien
okay.
Earth.
All
That
right.
looks insane.
Okay. The series will be 8 episodes releasing on August 12th. It will have a 2-episode premiere on Hulu and the FX channel at 8 p.m. with new episodes releasing every Tuesday. The plot: in year 2120, the Earth is governed by 5 corporations: Prodigy, Wayland, Utani, Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold. In this corporate era, cyborgs, which are humans with both biological and artificial parts, and synthetics, humanoid robots with artificial intelligence, exist alongside humans. But in the game, but the game has changed when the Wonder Kid founder and CEO of Prodigy Corporation unlocks a new technological advancement: hybrids, which are humanoid robots infused with human consciousness. The first hybrid prototype, named Wendy — why are we calling this thing Wendy? Is what, but okay — marks a new dawn in the race for immortality. After Wayland Yutani's spaceship collides into Prodigy City, Wendy and the other hybrids encounter mysterious life forms more terrifying than anyone could ever imagine. The series serves as a prequel to the 1979 film Alien. So,
Here we go. Another prequel. Always with the prequel.
listen,
Always with
listen.
the prequel.
They don't have anything else. They don't have anything else. They're trying so hard.
I mean, it's fine. I'll give it a shot. 1 and 2 were probably this. No, there's no doubt about it. They were definitely the scariest movies I've ever seen.
Hmm.
So, and I think 2 beats 1, but barely. But
Okay.
yeah, and nothing in my mind can touch Alien and Aliens. Those are the 2 top spots
Okay.
for horror movies. So
Really? Horror
yeah,
overall.
yeah. I think there's something about, like, I can't imagine anything more frightening than being in space, trapped all by yourself on a moon with monsters running around every night, ready to rip your face off with 2 mouths, and you waiting for help. That ain't never coming. It's not coming. It's not.
Okay.
It's not coming. Even if it was coming, you gonna be long gone.
All right.
So yeah,
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Alien is your horror thing. All right. Creed TV show at Amazon Prime. Creed is a Rocky spinoff originally released in 2015, directed by again Ryan Coogler. Per Prime Video, a Creed TV series has officially been greenlit. The show will be called Delphi and take place in the Creed franchise's Delphi gym, focusing on younger boxers. The showrunner will be Marco Ramirez, and Michael B. Jordan will serve as one of the show's executive producers. What was that? Are you not interested?
it's another guy. It's another. You're taking
Based
another
on.
idea from the past because you
Mhm.
can't make shit up. You. It's like you've forgotten how to make things. So now we're just
Mhm.
taking everything that you used to know, messing it up, putting something else on it, and then shoving it in your face so
Oh
you can
my.
watch it. I don't know, man.
All right.
I don't know why people just refuse to do anything. I know they're trying to cash in on
Mhm.
the on the nostalgia of what was. And I
Mhm.
get that, right? But you're messing it up, right? No one's gonna give a shit anymore if you keep just shoveling trash in front of people's face.
Right, but I think like who's not watching though, right? Like for instance, as much as you and I, and then I'll get on to the next story or whatever, and then we can move on into the shows that we watched this week. But as much as you and I complain about it, we still watched Andor, right?
Andor's good. Andor's
But
good.
it's still a, say it with me, prequel.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Still,
Okay. All right. I'm just all right.
still, still, still,
Okay.
still,
All right.
still.
This one's not necessarily entertainment focused, but you know, Burger King is facing a lawsuit over their Whopper. Now, I haven't been to Burger King in many, many years. But I agree with the lawsuit. I just don't know how viable it is. Burger King is facing a class action lawsuit over how they depict their iconic Whopper hamburgers on television compared to how they really look in your hand. The lawsuit doesn't just cover TV advertisements, it also states that Burger King makes the Whopper look larger in its in store posters and ads
Yeah,
than it
all of them have
actually
done that now.
is.
All of them have done that now. But I will tell you that
Mm-hmm.
I had my first or not first, but my last Burger King experience last week. I'm not gonna get into it right now. I'm gonna tell you at the end of the show. At the
Oh.
end of the show, I'm gonna
Oh,
tell you
now
about
I'm
the bullshit
intrigued.
that went down the other day. The other day, at the end of the show, I'll tell you. I'm not gonna tell you right
No.
now.
I want to know
Hold
now.
it.
What happened?
Yep, that it was bad.
All
No,
right.
it's bad. We need to get into the show, and
Okay.
I don't want to keep everybody waiting. But at the end, I'm gonna tell everybody,
I'm very certain the rest of us would
trash
be
ass
more
Burger
than
King.
happy to wait for the reviews. But let me just, I have one last story. It's very quick. Jessica Jones returns. Kristen Ritter will return as private investigator Jessica Jones in Daredevil Born Again season 2. The news was announced at Disney's upfront presentation where Ritter joined Daredevil star Charlie Cox on stage. So, if anybody is concerned about Jessica Jones or what may or may not occur in Daredevil Born Again season 2, there you have it. You have a little bit of information. So let's get into Andor. You,
Oh,
you,
is
you.
that my cue?
Yes,
Okay.
there you go.
I enjoyed I enjoyed this show. Um, no bullshit. I mean, this was actually probably one of my favorites as far as Star Wars is concerned. There was no Jedi. There was no ridiculously insane pilot with with stupid skills. There was none of that. There were real consequences with real people who were dealing with these real problems. And it was good to see, right? It didn't even feel like a Star Wars movie, I mean a Star Wars show at first, right? Because there were so many consequences, right? In a regular Star Wars movie, you could just be like, "Oh, just dodging lasers and shit and be doing all of that and be just fine because you had that kind of protection, but not in this. In this, people getting choke slammed by robots. They was
Yeah,
getting shot in the
yeah.
back. One girl got tossed like a football field away. And I was like, wow, they are really showing all this graphic stuff for Andor. I was amazed and impressed actually. Um, it was kind of dark, so you know,
Dark. All right.
yeah, it was like a girl in here doing crack or something. I know she wasn't crack. It was, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying.
All right. I liked we had episodes 10, 11, 12 this week that were released. I really, really enjoyed episode 10. Um, Simply because it gave the background. What's the guy's name? Lucian, his sidekick, how she came about, what she was to him, how they met, um, how he, in a sense, initially didn't much care for her, but she ingratiated herself to him, right? So that particular episode, because in that episode, unfortunately, he didn't want to be taken alive. So he tried with all of his might to make that happen. And they brought him back to a hospital to try and keep him on some form of life support. And she decided, which I think was a good decision for this particular character. She knew he wouldn't want to be in that and left in that position, right? Where he's brought back and then forced to reveal all of their sources and methods, et cetera, et cetera. So she came to the hospital. Somehow she bypassed like all of their security
Yeah, she did.
protocols. Yeah. And she took him off the life support. But I think the flashbacks for me were most important, and that's what they really focused on. But I really liked that because I just thought that they recently, not recently, but that they had, as the rebellion was occurring, I would say like within the last 5 years or whatever, I was like, oh well, they just became friends or whatever. But that storyline actually worked for me. It made it more personal for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not going through a rebellion, but um I felt something for that. So that I thought that. What did you think about that?
I liked the how they integrated her story with his and how they met
Hmm.
and everything. The whole time she's looking through that grate
Yeah.
at them people, I'm like, back up! They can see you, stupid. Back up! They can see
Yeah.
you.
Right, right, right,
So
right.
while that was happening, I really did like that. I think it went a little bit too far as she tricked an entire brigade from the Empire to get up to his hospital room. You
What
know,
do you mean?
when she was in the hospital trying to get to his room, and
Hmm.
she absolutely just outsmarted everybody in there, and then set off them bombs in the garage. I guess the parking garage.
Hmm.
Which was good. She could have taken those bombs and put it on the
No.
floor underneath his room or whatever, but she could have done that. But that's fine. You
But
know.
then she risks herself.
No, I mean you could just plant it and leave. Well, I guess you maybe you're right, but that's nitpicky. Like I I enjoyed that aspect. I
And
liked how
other
he taught her.
patients.
I liked how he taught her when they were when they were having lunch, right? You see her as a child,
Hmm.
and he has the bomb, or he has the trigger to the bomb that he set for the Empire, and she's looking early, and he says, "Look at me." right? Because
Mhm.
you don't want to look early,
Give it
then you look
away.
suspicious. So
Mhm.
he's teaching her everything that she needs to know,
Mhm.
and it's kind of a redemption for him because you can see him going through a bit of a phase where he can't deal anymore with
But
everything that's
he
happening.
but he also in that scene, maybe I misunderstood this. Like he didn't want to do it because they were showing all of the innocent people there in that restaurant where they were, right? And he was from how I he was basically telling her, think about what you're asking me to do. Like you're asking me to turn these people's lives upside down, and it will impact them, and it will impact you. And then that's
Right.
when yeah,
Well, he was tired of killing.
right.
He didn't want to
Mhm.
do it anymore. So for
Mhm.
him, that's a big step because he was doing it for her
Mhm.
benefit, right? He couldn't take much more of that anymore.
Right, right, right.
So him doing that and him telling her that this isn't just this is just not some fleeting thing.
Right.
This is going to affect you. You're taking
Mhm.
lives now, and
Mhm.
you need to respect that.
Mhm.
So I mean, he showed her, and she was with it. She was really really good at what she did. I didn't think she was that talented when they showed her early because all she did was answer the phone, the little spy machine. That's all she did. Now
Whatever.
now
She's the
she just started whooping
operator.
ass and
She's
yeah.
back in the day
I was like, that's
operator. How can I direct your
like
call?
that's
Get
all
out of
you.
here.
Hello, hello. I thought that's all she did. That's not all she did. She was good, man.
Yeah,
She was good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so what was that? That was episode 10. Episode 11.
Before you jump to 10,
Mm,
I'm sorry, before
jump
you
to
jump to
11.
11. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you noticed this. All right, I don't know if anybody really noticed this,
Mm-hmm.
but when they showed, I don't know if this was at the start of 11 or the end of 10 or
Mm-hmm.
what. But when they showed her in the museum in the store while she was in the store, if you looked when she turned to look towards the back of the store and you see some stuff hanging up, if you look to her left, it looked like it looked like um Vader's helmet and like his chest piece because
Mm,
I
I
don't think
must have missed
like
it. I'm gonna
I
have
don't
to go
think
back
he's
and watch
wearing
it.
it. I don't think he was wearing it at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was a thing at this point. I mean, he might have been. He might have been, but
Well,
I could have sworn that that's what they showed in that corner.
I think
So,
he was a thing because of the
yeah,
second
you're right. He
ending
might have been.
that they did on episode, like the last episode, episode 12. But real quick, actually, before we move into episode 11, girly girl, she got put in jail, right? No, that was episode 11. So we're in episode 11 now. I'm sorry, guys. So
Yeah,
episode
she was put in
11,
jail.
yeah, she was questioned about her investigative techniques, her allowing um I keep saying, is it Lucian? I
Lucian,
apologize if
yeah.
I'm getting okay. Um, because he had his informant. His informant came to give him information about what was actually going on, what the empire was up to and everything of that nature, that everything was like a farce, and he said thank you and goodbye. With that, uh the young lady who was raised by the empire, what's her name, Smitty, the one who's really pale with the
Oh, I
raincoat,
remember her name.
trench coat.
She needs a sandwich though.
She needs a
She needs a
sandwich and some
sandwich for
sun.
real. Yeah,
But
she got bags under her eyes and everything. She
she
frown everywhere she goes. She just frown.
she
But she's a fantastic actress.
she
Fantastic
is.
actress.
She is. Deirdre. That's Lisa Wright says her name is Deirdre. She she gets she at the end of the episode, which I thought was funny, but I also thought it was sad because she ends up at the same similar predicament. Not as, I mean, hers is worse than her boyfriend's because they both investigated a series of events to try and get to the bottom of what was happening, to try and get this person who was responsible for it. She tracks Lucian down. He, again, he ends up in the hospital or what have you. His sidekick comes and takes him off the life support, but because of what happened and Lucian's informant being in her PC, her computer or whatever, and getting all the intel from for hours on end, she gets in trouble. She ends up in jail, being stripped of her the position that she's worked so hard to get to, which for her that's all that mattered because again, she didn't have a family. Her boyfriend's been killed. So her sole purpose was just the empire and its end game. Which is why she um lied to her boyfriend, which ultimately, unfortunately, ended with his death. Before I go further, Smitty, what do you
I
think?
think she is starting to realize that there are cracks in the thing that she believes in most.
Hmm.
When she lost, the hell's his name?
Her boyfriend, which is
Cyril? Cyril? I think it was Cyril.
uh-huh.
When she lost him
Hmm.
and she had to watch those people be killed in the square, I think it bothered her. I think it she had to
Hmm.
fight back. She did because she was in that hallway. She had to fight back tears and kind of like
For her
straighten her shirt
boyfriend.
out.
For her
And
boyfriend, not for those people. Not for those people. She
I
knew he
think
was out there, so she was worried about him, not for those people.
she's going to end up um, helping them because the way they're
Where,
treating her is kind of messed up. I will tell you this:
where's she
the
gonna help him?
person
That's the end of the series.
the the person who has well, yeah, I for- the person who surprised me most in
Uh-huh.
this series
Hmm.
was director Krennic. That dude, he killed his role. Absolutely
Uh-huh.
killed his role. I
Uh-huh.
I I loved his portrayal of
Mm,
Krennic, and to watch him just absolutely scold her for
yeah.
possibly being
Yeah.
a rebel
He could be
spy
nice. Yeah.
and just basically calling her stupid, but you didn't know when he was onto something. He was always playing it off like he didn't know what was going on when he actually did. So I really enjoy that, and you can see all the little suck ups who just want to be next to Krennic and kind of do well,
Mm-hmm.
so they can recognize them and kind of get a promotion. But
Mm-hmm.
Krennic did it for me. Krennic was a really good addition to this show, and I'm glad they kept him and allowed him to keep doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
really good, really refreshing watching Krennic being on here.
Okay. Um, yeah, they kind of started to go through each individual, excuse me, journey in this episode, and kind of where they land. So um Andor was trying to get Lucian's sidekick. He was trying to save her. Um, she was trying to get him to listen to what she had to say, which was basically what Lucian learned through um, his
Are you okay? You having a
super.
stroke?
Yeah, I am through the secret agent spy guy. Um, so she so big. So um Andor had it where they could go to, I forget the name of the planet, the other planet where he had been hiding out like all this time. Because what happened, and I apologize, like I kind of skipped over it a little bit, she had been sending out a signal that none of them had used in quite a while, Andor or his or the other gentleman. And the signal started to come through, and he took it to Andor, and he's like, it came through, but it stopped. it seemed like she had to wait for the rotation of something to complete before she could send out another signal, because she was waiting before she was able to issue out another signal. At this point, the Empire was also kind of uh, catching on to what was happening, because they were still able to salvage her old unit that Lucian tried to destroy with acid or something like that at the
Yeah, he did a shitty job trying to
anti
destroy that keyboard. He could have done something like kicked it or something, like, oh, they here. Like something. He could have done something. He didn't do nothing. That's it. He could have spilled juice on it or something. That's the best you could do. Just a little bit of acid.
So
All you got was the
um
F, H, and R keys. That's all you got. You could have tried a little bit harder, man.
HR. Um, so they basically they salvaged what was left over and were able to basically triangulate where the signal was going. So but he was trying to save her. She did not initially want to go to this planet. She said because they were how they were treating his memory, how they were um didn't respect all of the sacrifice that he had given to the same cause that they were fighting toward, right? It's almost like there are different, not almost, there are different factions, and it seems like they didn't understand his sacrifice, what he was giving to their same cause. So she did not want to be on the same planet because she didn't want to hear the disrespect. Is that what you
Yeah. I'm confused as to how people are getting caught by the Empire.
what do you
You
mean?
know what I'm saying? Like how are you getting caught? Like you have your choice of planet. You know? You can even go to warp. How are you getting caught and put in
He's
prison?
he said
You
this
can
was
go
the
anywhere you
safest.
want.
No, he said this was the safest that they would be, this particular planet.
But he was the guy who told about the and what we know now was the Death Star was the plan for
Mhm.
the Death Star that they were
Mhm.
trying to keep secret,
Mhm.
and he was asking where he could where they were going to take his family, like where can you take us? Anywhere you want to go, the whole universe. You got the whole universe. What planet you want to go to?
You
Anyone,
so
pick one. Close your eyes and point. I'll take you there. It doesn't matter, right? Um,
I don't think that's how it works, but okay.
I don't know why I wouldn't have told that dude nothing, right? I'd been like, take your hand out of your pocket. I'm not telling you shit. I'm not telling you. I know you got a gun. I know you got a laser gun in your pocket. I'm not telling you nothing, right? I will tell you when I'm safely off planet what is happening. I'm not telling you anything before that
But why did he kill him?
because
He had
actually,
sacrificed so much, and he had begged in a prior episode to be released of providing this service. Like he just didn't want, because he had his family that he was worried about. Why did he kill him?
I think I think because
Lucian.
what he knew was too sensitive, and he couldn't risk because he knew he was burned, right? He told him he was burned, right? So he if he got caught, which he thought was a possibility,
It
which
doesn't,
I don't know why you would have told him that. I don't know why you would have said that to him.
because he was desperate. He was desperate
No,
for his, yes.
but desperate people do weird.
No.
No, he shouldn't have done that. Like,
No.
are you in trouble? Is somebody chasing you? No, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. We should hurry up and do
That's
this though, right? I just don't know why you would tell him that. So, but I understand why he killed him. He had to. If you remember back in Andor, or the um
the movie.
Rogue, what is it? Rogue
Rogue
what?
One.
Rogue
One.
One. If you remember back in Rogue
Mm-hmm.
One, Andor or Lucian, he killed somebody. He killed an innocent man because he couldn't climb over the fence. It was the very first part of uh the movie. So
I just feel like he came to you. So you being the person who is so opposed to death, opposed to what the empire is doing, and all of that. This man came to you 3 episodes ago. I can't remember, but he came to him series of episodes ago, asking to no longer be held to this, I don't know, whatever they have going on, because he was worried about his family then. He wanted to no longer have to be relied upon for this information. Lucian said, no, basically, I sacrificed too much. You think that I have it easy, but I don't. And he laid out basically all the sacrifices that he has made. And they
Yeah.
were some sacrifices, right? But this man is making a sacrifice too. Why would you do this to his family?
Because he was burned. He was
I don't
burned.
care. I don't
What do you mean you don't
care.
care?
Listen,
He knows. He knows.
all of you all are burned. All of you all are burned. All of you all are
No, we're
working.
not. No, we're
Yes,
not.
you
Just him.
are.
Just him. No, it's just him. It's just him. It's just him.
No, all of
So
y'all are.
he said before, right when he sat down, that they were onto him. They were probably onto
Mm-hmm.
him, and that he didn't know whether or not they were going to be coming for him or not. Right? If they capture him, the jig is up. The whole thing is done. Right? Because he knows everything. He knows everything. So
Okay, but
he
why
messed
wouldn't you
up when
just
he.
take him to a different planet?
No,
Him and his
no.
family.
You can't run the risk of them. You know how long they've been doing this shit? They've been doing this since forever, right? You just gonna be like, listen, if I let you go, right,
No,
you
no, no,
gotta
no, no, no.
promise.
You take him. You you have an escort. Take him to a different planet, and him and his family. And then if something happens, like what happened to Lucian earlier, where people were where they were trying to get like his call number and all of that, and he had to scramble and find everything. Then at that point is when you off him in the cockpit, but you don't do it before it actually is called
Listen,
for.
no, listen. I applaud
Mm.
your sensibilities, and I am the same way, right? But I'm offing them too. And the only reason I'm doing it
No.
is because he has said himself that he thinks he's burned, right? He thinks he's burned. He's got nowhere to go. He's panicked, right? He's panicked. He's flipping out. He needs to leave. He's got to. These are all bad signs. Okay, these are all bad signs. All right, these every time you open your lips, you just encourage me to pull this trigger, and it's probably going to happen. He did it to himself. That's all I'm saying.
No.
We have this entire crew of people who are on this planet using these 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 Morse code machines, right? We've been doing all of this shit all of this time, and you want
Yes.
me to put
Yes.
all of that on this
Yes.
dude and hope
Is that not
he
the
doesn't
trade?
tell, so
Is
we
that
don't
not the
all
trade?
die.
Is that not the trade?
No,
I provide you with the information that you need for your rebellion. You provide me with safety and a way out should something happen.
I got news for you. You might as well come on over across that line because you part of the rebellion too. Okay, since you started talking to us, you part of the rebellion. All right, so
Yes.
you can stop all the flip flopping because you over here.
Oh,
All right, so
man.
he told. Okay, he told, which is bottom line. You cannot risk the entire rebellion and everyone else hoping, because you don't want to hurt him, hoping that he does not tell. He's going to tell. He's going to tell, right? He's going to tell it
No.
all.
I
And they
just
don't even have to hook him up to no machines. He going to tell everybody everything. Everything. He going to start with your name, your birthday, everything. He going to tell them everything. What you like to drink, when's the last time you ate, everything. Your last receipt. He know it all. He gonna tell everything. He not
no.
playing, right? And
No.
you have to hold you. Oh man, I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't think he was gonna tell. He lied. I don't know. Oh, put him up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Just,
all
you
right. I
can't. You
mean,
can't.
I get what you're saying. I just feel like he's taken so many risks. He's taken risks with Andor, right? He took the risk with Andor. He didn't know who Andor was at the beginning. He had no idea. He took the risk with him.
He
Risk
would
with
have killed
him.
him. He would have killed him.
He would have, but he didn't. Andor was still very risky with the heat that he had on him. Very
Andor didn't come out to be
risky.
like, "Yo, you got to get me out of here.
But
You
it
got to get me
doesn't
out of here." He didn't
Andor.
say none of that, right? He handled it. He handled his business.
No.
He did
But
what he had to do.
listen. When he brought Andor on, Andor had a lot of heat on him. and he brought him into the fold. All they needed to do was find Andor to find him and his crew.
It's whatever. We're gonna disagree on this.
Apparently,
The second he told me about that Death Star, I'd have probably shot him in the face, right in the face, pow, right in front of everybody. I don't care if that dude was walking his dog or not. Pow! I'd probably shot him twice. Bam! You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that it happened. But not to nitpick, right? So you finally find out that they're creating the Death Star, and it's supposed to be a secret, right?
All right.
Huge secret, right?
Right.
How is this moon-sized bad boy a secret? Like, where are you building this at, man? You know,
they're
where
building
you
it in outer
doing this at?
space. Did you not see the second ending?
Did you just say outer space? I know it's the size of a moon.
Right,
it's the size of a moon.
Right.
Is it a secret?
Yes.
How you hiring folks to fix this thing from Indeed? Where you getting the people to fix this thing?
God. The second ending shows them.
Dennis Rice, his face is kind of big.
I saw. The second ending shows them building it, and that's in the last episode. The last episode shows them building it, right? So the last episode gets into everybody's like ultimate journey, right? You have Andor going out making his waves. You have his girlfriend at the very end. You find out that she had a baby. You know, who knew? You have like I said, the pale broad that you said needs food. She's in jail. So you have what culminates into everybody ultimately like going their own way. You have the was that the robot? I thought the robot was a good added touch to the end of it.
Yeah. So was he K2SO? Is that who that became?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
I do, because in the very beginning they showed him like in a swamp or something like that in water. I know what you're talking about. Get out of here.
You ain't got a goddamn clue what I'm talking about. It's fine.
Do.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. He's the robot from the robot from Andor. I don't know if they
I know.
I don't know if they created him in this or if he was already a thing in Rogue One. Was he already
created? No, they created him in this, and he was a part. He moved into Rogue One.
Okay.
Because he, throughout this episode, he was asking Andor, while they started moving more into their war, and they were taking the ship and everything. He was saying, "Guys, we don't have clearance and this, that," but because he was wiped of his prior, we'll say, service, he was dedicated to Andor and his crew, his friends or whatever. So whatever they pretty much told him to do, he might have questioned it because it's not in line with code or policy or whatever. But at the end of the day, he was still doing what Andor told him to do. So I thought
it's an amazing show. It's an amazing show. If you have not seen Andor, I suggest you watch it. It is not like any Star Wars show that you have seen. It is
Dennis,
very complex.
I need a robot too.
It is very, very dark, and it's not that simple Star Wars that you were used to back in the day where, oh, I'm a good guy, you're a bad guy, one of us has to die. No. Bars, by the way. No, it has you have to dig deep into this, and it's very dark. People's lives are always on the line, and they are scared, and you can see that on their faces. So it is a really, really good series, and I've been swayed in such a way that I don't like prequels at all, and this was decent. So bravo to them
guys,
for
prequels
this.
from now on. Prequels. That's what Smitty wants. A prequel for everything.
No.
Kapow, kapow.
Dennis Wright says something about having, he wanted to see, I think it was Dark Revan. I think he wanted to see. So there's some other stories out there, right? There's some other stories. and some of them are about Jedi, some of them are not about Jedi, some of them
Mhm.
are about smugglers. But there are a lot of different stories out there that I would like to see told about other
Mhm.
people. And Andor is a good jumping off point. They did a fantastic job with this. So I'm hoping that they continue this trend. They find another show that they can talk about, and it doesn't have anything to do with Luke Skywalker or
I
anybody
don't
like that.
I do you think that do you think they're able to find another character like that?
I think they're starting to understand that they need that, that they can do that they have to create someone else. You cannot constantly keep connecting everyone um to Palpatines,
But aren't they though?
to
Because they kind of
Solos, to
hinted toward
Skywalkers.
but they kind of hinted toward Andor having the juice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just I'm tired. I'm just tired. I don't want
So
to see that
over
anymore,
it.
right? Dennis Rice
Right.
says he wants to see a Darth Vader series. You saw that, okay? You saw episodes 1, 2, and 3. You saw his life. You saw him grow up. You saw him do it, right? Let Darth Vader go.
Are you
You
so
know,
angry?
Darth Revan. There's so many other Darths out there that you can work with. No more Vaders, man. No more. Right? You
My.
saw him. He did his thing. He did his thing. So
All
no
right.
more.
All
No
right.
more. All right. What
Okay.
else is next?
We're gonna move on to Mauve. I mean Mobland. Because Mauve just effing shit the bed on this one. Go ahead.
Um, you start with this one because this one messed me up. This will mess me up for real. For real.
Um I can't even. So we ended last week with
Hang on. Saggy Star wants to know is Mobland any good? Yes.
absolutely.
It's fantastic.
Go ahead,
Out of
Smitty.
10, it's probably like a 9. It's a fantastic show. Really fantastic show. And the storytelling is unbelievable. So yeah, it's good. Watch it.
Hmm. Yeah,
Watch it.
yeah. We ended last week with two of Conrad's children being taken hostage. Serafina and Brendan being taken hostage while Harry's trying to get to them in time. Harry ends up, I have no idea who this woman is that he contacted, but he ends up um working his way, getting to the what we'll say is a warehouse. I believe it's a warehouse that the two children of Conrad were being held. Maeve is only concerned about Brendan. She care less about Serafina. Um Maeve tells Conrad that she got a text message from Richie saying that he has both of the, we'll call them kids, both of the kids. Conrad asks Maeve to produce said text message. Maeve says, "What, Smitty? What does Maeve say?"
She says no. She's like she do just like regular women doing, trying to turn it back on him. Oh, you don't trust me, huh? Well, you don't trust me. You. I'm
What?
about to walk out. That was messed up. That was messed up. It's one thing to not like be guilty, right? But to try to flip it on me is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it like my fault. That's messed up. You
Maeve
know?
didn't have the text, guys. So she didn't want Conrad to know that she'd been in actual conversation with Richie to let Richie know, one, where the kids would be so that they could be picked up, because it wasn't his people that picked them up. It went through like three different gangs or something, right?
She is so dumb. Like I don't know. You just killed Richie's kid and
Yes.
his
And his
wife.
wife. Yes.
And now you're like, listen, I'm gonna tell you where such and such is, but don't touch my son. All right,
Right.
me and
Right.
you go way back. Everything is out the door at this point. Out the door.
Bye.
Out the door. I'm taking everybody out. Everybody.
Right.
Huh? If
Right.
I see you, everybody going about face with a frown. They going down. Everybody. That's how it's happening.
What?
I don't understand Maeve's line of thinking. I don't know if she was drunk when she made that phone call. You told on your own son. Why?
But because she, for whatever reason, feels like I think well, she clearly is. She is from the day and age where your word means something, right? So she says, listen, I'll tell you where the kids are as long as you don't touch a single hair on my son's head, but you only get Serafina. I don't even think he responded. He may have. So but we'll say for sake of argument, he was like, all right, I got you. And she tells him, but he goes through his gang to another gang. That gang goes through another gang.
A
Long story
cartel. A
right,
cartel.
right. So long story short, they have both of them held hostage. They're begging for their lives. I think he more so than she is. Um, and she offers money, 10% over what they're being paid plus something else. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was 10%. Doesn't matter. He turned this person, the cartel owner dude, turns down the offer. And Smitty, you got it from there.
I mean, if she wanted to take her out, right? And I don't
If
agree
Maeve
with her
wanted to
reasoning.
take Serafina out, you mean?
Yeah, I don't
Mm-hmm.
agree with her reasoning, but she wanted to take her out because she was not one of her own, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Plus, you know,
Right.
her
But yeah,
being dark skinned didn't help her out either. But um
having
basically
some
because she didn't
melanin.
she was from another woman from another from an affair, which I can understand kind of would rub Maeve the wrong way. But why would you trust that to the man whose child you murdered, right? Why wouldn't you just let her come to your house and be like, listen, just hire some thug off the street, be like, listen, uh, I want you to follow her for a couple miles and then put one in her.
Mm-mm.
And then
Mm-mm.
blame it on Richie. You could have done that.
Mm-mm.
Instead, you
Mm-mm.
told the
Mm-mm.
mob boss.
You can't do that. You can't
Why?
do that
Why?
because Harry is the wrench in that plan. Harry will be able to sniff out the fact
Yeah, you're
that
probably right.
you set it up. So she has to get it where Richie is the one who actually does it, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right.
So,
So
uh,
I'm having a hard time connecting this dot. All right. Last week, Conrad, when Harry and um that boy's father figured out that, or they have an inkling that Maeve was the one who was up to all of this, right? And
uh-huh.
they all go in the living room, and Conrad's like, "Not me, Maeve. Maeve didn't have nothing to do with this." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? What do you mean? How do you why do you say she ain't got nothing to do with this?" And you saw the look on her face, right? She was just as surprised as us watching. How do you not how do you not suspect her, Conrad? How do you not know at this point, right?
For you talking about the explosion?
Any of it, any
No,
of it.
no, no,
Was he
no.
last in his class? How do you not
No.
know? How do you not know that Maeve is part of this, right? He had to cover for Maeve, so why is he covering for Maeve? He covered
He
for
had
Maeve
to,
last episode. It wasn't Maeve.
right? For the explosion.
Well,
For the
for
car.
any of it. For any of it. He's like, "Oh, she didn't have it wasn't Maeve." Yeah, it was. It was. I think
I
Conrad is a simp. I think
oh my
Conrad is a
god.
simp. That's all I'm
I
saying.
I think I think he worked out, yes, that she was responsible for the car, right? And he didn't want, but at the end of the day, whether or not it was his wife, that blowback would come on him and it would make him look weak, like he's not in charge of his own shit. That's
He's
why he
not.
took He's not, but he can't say that he's not. That's why he took responsibility for the car. Now, when it comes to what happened this week, he doesn't know. He has no idea. He maybe had an inkling that it was Maeve, which is why he asked her for the text message. That never happened. And she, as you said, turned it around on him.
There is no way you'd have flipped that on me. There is no way you would have flipped that on me. There is no way. If you'd have just been like, listen, if you would check my phone, but it's the last time, shush, shush, shush. Go get me your talking device ASAP and check your goddamn text messages, okay?
You stupid.
Right now. Okay, right now. I want to go see them
Now,
text messages right
what are
now.
you,
I want to see them
cat?
text messages. I think you're full of ish, is what I think, babe. And I'm tired of being played like a puppet. Like I got your hand up my ass. All right. I want to
What's
know.
happening?
I want to know what them text messages say. She's
So,
playing so loose because weren't you afraid when Richie called them on the phone,
yeah.
right? Were you not afraid that Richie
He was
was
going
gonna
to
say
say
something?
something. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. I thought he was
And I was
going to
like,
give it up.
ooh, Maeve, you
Yep.
done. You are
Yep.
done.
Yep.
But he didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. I don't know what Richie be thinking about sometimes. I don't know what his motivations are, but he's like, yeah, you killed my son, but it's fine. I'm gonna let you get away with it this time. What are you
But
talking about, Richie?
but he might
Huh?
also think that Conrad is in on it, that she is just his spokesperson. Who knows? Who knows what is happening?
I don't think he cares. I
The
don't think
three
he
of
cares. I
them are
think
all degenerates, I feel like. Right?
I don't know what Maeve went through as a goddamn child, but she needs therapy and prison time. She needs all of that. An ass whooping,
Oh my
prison
god.
time, a court date. She needs subpoenas. She needs everything. 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 All of it. I don't understand her character and why she's doing this. She has to know what is her end game?
Well,
What is the plan?
her end game is to, so Kevin, I don't think wants it, right? I don't think he wants it. Um Brendan, I think that's his name, the other son, that
Yeah,
we'll get into what
yeah.
happened with him. They don't think that he's bright enough for the role.
He's
She
not.
definitely
He's
doesn't
not.
want, no, he's not. And he very much proved that the last 2 weeks. Serafina, she doesn't want to be, but Serafina is the most competent of the kids to take over. So she's trying to position Eddie to be the one to take over. But Conrad also doesn't want Eddie because Eddie is dangerous. He's too loose. He's too what's the word? Reactive, right?
Yeah.
So
So
you
I
don't, go ahead.
go ahead. I think Conrad would probably pick Harry to take over, but I have a surprise dark horse who surprised the shit out of me this episode. Uh who I thought was a complete dum dum.
Speak.
the idiot son that they only show in the background like drinking drinks and eating candy and stuff. The dark haired dude that Conrad has to explain everything to like 2 and 3 times. That son, he barely has a role. He has nothing to do with any of this stuff. He is just like a driver or
He's
like
not a
your.
son.
I thought he was. He has to be.
No, he's just a contributor.
Are you sure?
He's not a son. It's just
You know what I'm talking about?
the tall guy. He's not a son.
Okay, so
It's
the
just
guy who
Kevin, Brendan, Serafina. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
and who all right, who's the dude? Who's the guy that went to go get Harry's wife at when she was having
I think he's just like security. Additional,
are you
like he's not a part of the family.
I thought he was a Harrington.
No, buddy. Nope.
If
Mm-mm.
somebody's in the, if anybody in the comment section knows, let me know cuz I could have sworn he was like the moron of the family.
No,
until
Brendan's
he
the
stepped
moron
up.
of the family.
Until he stepped up and he saw her at lunch.
Yeah.
I thought he was a straight
She's
idiot.
dumb. She's the idiot.
Yeah, she don't
I don't think
doesn't
she's
put stuff
got two
together.
connected brain cells. Yeah, I
Nah,
don't.
nah, she ain't right. Nah, she ain't right. And she should have known the way that her friend just kept asking about Harry. Where's Harry at? Is Harry okay today?
Right.
Is he cross town?
I
Where is he? Where is
I
he? Is he
thought
coming
that
back
she
today?
put it
I'm just
together.
asking. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to pry or anything. I'm just wondering where is he taking a plane? Is he coming? Is he gonna be back at 4 o'clock? Is he
I
gonna be back at
thought
4 o'clock this afternoon?
I thought she had put it together because very specifically when she said something about Harry when they were in the pub and she said,
Yeah,
"Oh, where's Harry?" And the look that she gave made me think
yeah.
I didn't remember, but had she even said Harry's name to her, or had she just kept saying my husband, my husband, my husband.
She was like you saw wheels turning, right? You
Right.
saw the wheels turning. She almost made it there. She almost made it. You saw her. Wait a minute. Wait a
Nope,
minute.
not quite.
Something's not right.
Didn't get there.
What is it? Squirrel. And she lost it. She lost it. She just let it all go. Right? She almost had it. Like anybody else would have been like, this line of questioning ain't right. You don't know Harry. Like
Right.
why
Right.
you asking all these questions? Not her.
Right.
She not her. Not her. Not her. She's just all about it. She's my friend. She's my friend. I don't know shit about her. I ain't never been to her house. I
Right.
don't know her kids. I don't know her
And we've
family. I don't
known
know
her
her.
for 2 seconds.
I don't know her abusive husband who ain't leaving no marks on her every time.
Right. Right. You called me crying, lady.
Yeah. Now you're in a
Oh
pub laughing
boy.
with no marks.
None.
See, they're not putting anything together here, man. Especially
No.
her. She
Everybody else is except for, well, Conrad and her aren't putting it together, but
so
I don't
Lisa
know.
Wright says that he works for the family. So
Yeah.
that's my bad. I I swear I could have sworn he was part of the family.
No. Nope.
He
Nope.
was too stupid to why would you hire him
What do
to
you
work
mean?
for you?
He's competent enough. He seems competent.
What?
What has he done?
Ha- Conrad Conrad has yelled at him at least 3 times in this series. And he only had
Conrad
like
is
4
stressed
lines.
out. Conrad is stressed out because of Eddie and his wife Maeve. All
I
right, so let's get to the
Okay,
meat of the
you go
show.
first. You go
Mm-mm,
first, and then I'll
you got
let you
it.
know. It's time, people. It's time to get to the main attraction. The thing, the thing that did that I was not expecting. So you go ahead and go first. I was
So
not expecting that at
you
all.
weren't.
No,
I was kind of hoping
no.
that the person that it happened to actually it did. So win-win for me. Um, so as stated earlier, Serafina and Brendan were in a warehouse and they were taken captive by three
Cartel.
three cartels down the line or whatever. Um, Richie sets it up so that it's a show basically for the family for uh Maeve and Conrad, and they start the show, as it were. And as that's happening, or excuse me, Harry is getting in touch with someone because he realizes he can't get to where he needs to be in time, to stop what's happening, to stop the potential slaughter of the kids, as it were. So he calls some woman. We don't know who she is. We know that she is either a person in a position of power or wealth or a combination thereof. Um, he calls her. He says, I need a favor. She takes way too long because she's signing off on paperwork that she needs to do or whatever. She finally gets on the phone. They talk for a half a second. She thinks about it and then makes a phone call. Well, as she's making the phone call, the cartel is hacking up Brendan.
messed me up. Go ahead. Keep going.
So they didn't show it. They showed a lot of blood, but you get the impression that he is headless at the end of this particular incident, and they start to move on to Serafina. But at this point, this woman that Harry contacted calls the head of the cartel. The signal, as far as the phone call, the show, as it were, drops. Richie doesn't know what's going on, and she tells Harry, "You owe me." So that's how the show ended. But going back to the Headless Horseman, what's going on? What's happening? Is that the person that you were expecting? That's who I was expecting. He's useless.
I thought if there was going to be anyone, it was going to be him. Now, okay. I wrote that in Discord, by the way. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe. And you can join the Discord. It's absolutely free. We talk about movies and shows every single day. The link is in the comment section for Discord. Seriously, we don't charge anything. All you got to do is go to Discord, and we just talk about movies all day. You can hop on. I'll talk with you. You can talk to anybody else. Everybody here is friendly. Nobody's mean. And it's just like talking to a best friend about a movie that you saw. So that's how we like to keep it. So yeah. So okay. So when they survived in the warehouse, right? I was like, okay.
And he talks about how he urinated and pooped himself.
Yeah. I thought, because he's bringing a little levity to the situation. I thought he was okay. I thought they were both okay.
You thought they were both going to make it out of this?
Yeah, I thought, because if he was going to, if Dennis was, not Dennis, what was his name?
Brendan.
If Brendan was going to die, I'm sorry, Brendan. Dennis. I was looking at your name, and I was thinking about his name. If Brendan was going to die, he would have done it. He would have died. He would have died in front of that car, right? I thought they were going to shoot him then, right? But when the episode starts and you see them both alive, you're like, okay, Harry's looking for both of them. And I told you, didn't I? I told y'all last week that Harry was after they had done all this, and he was late to the party. I knew he was going to be a little late, because no way Harry's going to roll up on an entire cartel and survive. So it had to be after they had already departed the scene.
He said, I feel like it's some Freudian slip.
I'm sorry, Dennis. I don't want to secretly watch you be sawed in half with it. That's not what I'm thinking. That's not at all what I'm thinking.
I think he's talking about him peeing and pooping himself, but all right.
Oh. So after they both make it, I'm like, okay, so they're not going to die, right? They're not going to die.
Okay.
I didn't think Serafina was going to die, because she was like, she was very smart. I thought she was going to be able to talk her way out of whatever it was going to happen. She tried to tell them about her father being rich, and then him insulting, and then gets back to him insulting the guy's father. So she wasn't able to talk her way out of this one. So when they start the chainsaw, in my brain, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not
neither
happen.
One of them for you.
No. Someone last minute is going. Something last minute is going to happen. Harry's going to find them. He's going to stop it. Everything's going to be hunky dory. It's going to be great, right? And then they show the blade up in the air, and Brendan is like, no, and Serafina's like, no, please, no. And I'm like, they're not gonna do it, because the blade stayed up in the air for so long, and I'm convinced
it's called dramatic
now
effect.
more than ever that because the blade is up in the air for so long, and they focused on it with the camera, this ain't about to happen. This ain't about to happen. And then you hear flesh being cut, and you see blood being thrown, and I'm like, oh my God, oh shit, oh my God, and then you see his hand shaking, and there's like blood, and I'm flipping out. I'm like, oh,
screaming.
Yeah, that was dark. Oh my God, it was so dark. That messed me up so bad. And then to watch Seraphina, she was like crying next to her. She was like, oh my God. And like this like spray getting on her.
Right.
I was like, oh, it's gotta be gross. Move away, turn your head.
You're so
Do something. It's so bad. I
stupid.
feel so sorry for your brother. He's a piece of shit anyway. Don't worry about it. He got you into this.
He
He's got you into
was.
this. Over. It's so terrible.
You're so stupid.
It's so terrible. I was not ready for Brendan to be cut in half, man. That messed me up so bad. I don't think they cut his head, Chris. I don't think they cut
I
his
think
head.
they
I think they
did.
went no. I think they went from his shoulder down. They cut him in the
Oh.
middle. Yeah, because they showed him his face was like, and his neck was still fine. Like all of this was good still,
Oh. I
but
thought
not
he
this.
was headless.
Yeah, they turned him into a paper clip.
Oh, you
He all this was missing. Into a file holder. That's what they did to him. They
stupid.
messed him up. So
Oh.
I was not thinking about that. And I had to collect myself because the entire time I'm like, no way they just cut this kid in half in front of his
Really?
parents.
He was the
In
one
front
I
of his
was
parents,
betting
they cut him in
on.
half. Huh?
He was the one I was betting on.
How do you
Of the
sit there and watch your son on an iPad?
well, Maeve didn't. Maeve threw her face into Conrad's shoulder because she's stupid.
But everybody else, Conrad, Harry, his brother, they all sitting there. And you're like, oh my God, Brendan.
So
Brandon,
stupid.
what have you done? That was
You're so
terrifying. Like I don't know who else watched this.
stupid.
I don't know who else watched this episode. But I want you to let me know if you thought
Oh.
Brendan was going to be killed. Did you think that somebody was going to come in the room and stop them from stop him from being killed? Because I did.
No, I think
If you'd have told me to bet everything I had on whether or not somebody was going to die, I'd have said no.
after the end of the last episode, I thought what happened of as far as like who was going to perish, I thought that exactly what happened was what was going to happen. I didn't know that it was going to be done in that fashion. I sure as hell didn't know it was going to be done on a conference call. But yes, I thought he was going to be the one to go. He's too stupid.
If that's me in that chair, once I saw that chainsaw, I'm just getting up and I'm hopping. I'm hopping away.
Where are you going?
Nope. I'm gonna make you shoot
Where
me.
are
That's
you?
how
Where
it's
are you
going down.
going?
Absolutely not. Nope. Get
You
off me. Get off. You got to shoot me because I'm not stopping. There ain't no way I'm letting you cut me. I'm not letting you cut me. No, not today. No, not today.
can't.
I swear to
That's
God.
not
Straight to the exit.
that's
Straight to the exit. There's no way.
not a thing. That's not a thing.
I'm going to make you shoot me. I am not going to sit there and just let you cut branches off me. That's not happening. Okay.
They were
So what do you think happens this week? What do you think is the repercussions of such an act?
that's a good question. I'm actually more intrigued about this woman and Harry's relationship that he called the favor in for. Who she is, what power she wields. Obviously, she wields enough power to tell Cartel to stand down. How he knows her, etc., etc. Other than that, I think that moving forward, because you still have this storyline with Kevin's wife, whatever she's doing with her dad and the government, I still don't know what
She's
is
stupid.
going
She like
on.
a weeble. That's all she do all day.
No, what is
That's it. That's all she do all day.
what?
That's all she do. Just wobble around.
I don't.
She can't put anything together. Nothing. Are we in trouble? Yes, bitch. That's why I told you to pack a bag. That's why I told you to pack a bag. Why do you think? Why do you think I told you to do that? You think because everything's great? Fire drill. Pack a bag, everybody.
Stupid.
So
well, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Because I have no clue at this point. The only thing that I can hope that happens is something between Maeve, Conrad, and Ed. And there's like some kind of congruence that goes on there where Conrad is like, Maeve, blah, Eddie, you're done. I don't know.
I mean, anything can happen. Maeve, I see Maeve possibly taking out. I mean, it could go any way, but I see Maeve possibly taking out Eric to cover her tracks. Maybe she's probably using him
Who?
as like
Who?
a scapegoat.
Who? Who?
Is it Eric? Is it Eric? What's his
Eddie?
name?
Eddie?
Eddie. Eddie.
Oh.
Oh, you know one person's name, and now you're like all big and bad, huh? 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 Stupid. Anyway, so yeah, I can totally see that. I don't know how after the next somebody next episode better figure out it's Maeve. They better figure out it's Maeve. Because there's no way you can constantly walk around walking into walls and shit at this point and not know that Maeve has had a hand in any of this, right? They're gonna want to know how they found the daughter and uh and not
His
Dennis, not
Dennis,
Dennis, Brendan, Brendan,
Brendan. Dennis, he's
Brendan.
still trying to get you.
I'm
I
not.
think it's, yeah, he is. I think it's because they're going to blame it on the people that they were meeting with for the sale. You can easily say that they knew each other, even though you can easily say that they had some
No,
kind of,
you can't because
why can't you?
Richie called them. You can't.
Called who?
Richie
Called
called
who?
them. Conrad.
So what?
What do you mean? So what? How do you connect them dots?
Richie called Conrad and said what? Did he say, I don't know where your children are? No.
What?
Exactly.
So
Richie
they
called
were.
Conrad to say what?
How would Richie have
You froze. How would Richie what? You froze.
known where they were?
I'm saying. So what would say that the people that um Serafina and Brendan was doing business with didn't also know Richie? And then
They did know Richie, but how do they know Richie? Like what?
they did know Richie, but how did they know Richie?
Listen to me. Okay, I'm gonna
No, I
say
am listening
I'm
to
gonna
you.
slow it down like it was Jodeci. Okay,
I'm
I want you
trying,
to listen to me.
baby, do it. Yeah, go
Just
ahead,
listen.
because I
Okay.
don't understand.
So
They knew Richie, but they didn't. How did they know Richie? So go ahead.
the people that Serafina and Brendan were doing business with, right?
Yes.
They
Mhm.
were not the same people as the people that took Serafina and Brendan. They were
Right.
not the same. Okay, so we've established that Brendan and Serafina were doing business with a third party
Right.
that Richie does not know.
But
Okay?
how does Conrad know that he doesn't know them? Is my point. Conrad don't know that he don't know him. How would Conrad know that the people initially that Serafina and Brendan met did not know Richie and therefore say, listen, we know that they kind of did your wife dirty in the driveway. We know where they are. You go ahead and come on and get them. And then he calls all the cartels and blah 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 blah.
That's a stretch, man. That is a stretch. Like Richie had it set up. No, 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 there's no way. Because Richie had it set up where he was like, listen, I set this up. They got a TV. I got a TV. You're about to watch this all go down. I had planned this entire thing. You're about to watch this. They have to know. They have to know. Okay. If they don't get it by now, don't drop any more breadcrumbs. Okay. Don't drop any more because this is 2 plus 2 work. This is 2 plus 2 work. If you don't get this, I don't know what to do, right? Except stand in front of you and just clap my hands, right? You have to get it at this point. There's no way you don't get this, right? I'm giving you the answers to the test.
I don't think, given potentially what they've all been through, that Conrad wants to believe his wife is screwing him over for this little boy. I just don't.
It's not for him. I
It
haven't
is
figured
for
it out.
him.
I haven't figured out
What's it for
what.
posterity?
No,
No,
I
it's
don't.
for Eddie.
No, she don't give a shit about it. She don't care about anybody. She doesn't care about anybody. Like she's playing the long game for something she's doing. Okay, this has nothing to do with Eddie. Nothing.
Okay,
She's
all
turned her
right.
back on Conrad, who she's been with forever. Um, Harry, who has looked after the family the entire time. She told on her own damn kid, on her own kids. Well,
Kid
kid.
one,
Yeah,
right?
she told on both of
With
them.
the
You think
expectation
she
that the
gives?
one would be safe. She's not
You think she cares?
thinking.
You
She's
think she
not.
cares about this frost tip boy
She
that
does. She does because she is not putting two and two together. Whoa, pause. I have my grandson not only murk your child, but then I also go ahead and perform a heinous act in your driveway while you are home. And then I say, listen, Richie, mano a mano, go ahead and do what you're going to do, but leave my actual child alone. Go ahead and get the other one because you're doing me a favor. She's not all there. She's not all there.
I mean, you might have been able to get that favor had you not killed his child, but you killed his entire family, right? You killed his entire family. When he go to Starbucks, he don't ask anybody anymore what they want because ain't nobody left. Okay, there ain't nobody left. So he he pick up the
Okay.
phone and ain't nobody there. That's what's going on right now.
All
You
right.
asking for favors from somebody that ain't got nothing left to live for. No, no. So
Okay.
it's
All
fine.
right.
It's fine.
All right.
I uh I don't understand what Maeve's play is yet, but it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with Eddie. She's
All right.
far too selfish to have this be about Eddie. It's
I'm
not
very
about him.
curious to see if your theory is right. I am going to say this.
She's
You might
using
be
him as a
right. You
pawn.
you might
She's
be right
using him.
because
I
Eddie
think
is
she's trying to
stupid too.
seize
He's not the
power for
brightest bulb in
herself.
the box. Yeah, he's not the brightest bulb in the box.
But how would
So
she do it? She would have to kill everyone. Everyone. No one would back her.
what would she? Would she have to get? As long as
She's
you
definitely
show.
gonna have to kill.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
She's
As
gonna have to
long as
kill. Go ahead.
go ahead.
She's gonna have to kill Harry for certain, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's gonna have to kill um Eddie. And if you kill
Mm-mm.
Eddie, you're gonna have to kill his dad, right? Because once he finds out, like his brother is going to want to do something to Maeve.
Mm-mm. So the way that I see it is, all you have to do theoretically is show that Conrad is incompetent. You definitely need to get rid of Harry, which is why she has already started the propaganda machine as far as like Harry being the one to give up the information as far as like the solicitor and him being dead and da 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 all that trash. So she's already trying to get Conrad to question Harry. As
Yeah, but that
far
doesn't. Go ahead.
but as far as Eddie's going to follow her like a puppy dog, especially as long as she's got the powder. Kevin is too weak to he'll question, but what's he going to do? He's too weak to follow through with anything. The only person, if we follow through with your theory, that is willing to do anything is Serafina. That's why she is threatened by her, and that's why she wanted her out the way.
Seraphina's smart. She would be the one to come get her, and I feel like if she gets out of this, and I'm pretty sure she will, she is going to come for Maeve. But
Mm-hmm.
she trusts Conrad. She trusts Conrad. She
Serafina trusts
relates to him.
Conrad.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is. If you notice with everybody else, she's very hardened.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't open up when she's with
Mm-hmm.
Conrad. Like she's really soft, and she asks him for advice, and she's not the same basically, right? So she feels like she would be able to tell Conrad what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, she ain't gonna sleep ever again after what just happened to her. Ever. Not never. She gonna see that shit forever. Chainsaws. Uh, she's she's
You
never gonna lay
stupid.
that down.
You sound like Dennis, who said he needs to start watching out for chainsaws. The two of you need help. All right, let's move into unless there was something else you wanted to add to that, let's move on into
Are you
Last
good?
of Us.
Last of Us. All right, you start.
No, you got it.
No, I didn't know. I did Mobland. It's your turn. Stop being weak. Huh? Stop being weak. Time. Time for you to grow up, leave the
Y'all, I
nest.
want you all to hear this and how he treats his sister.
That's right.
You're just
I do it because I love you. Get to talking.
the lies you tell. I like this episode. I didn't know at first if they were redoing because Ellie was playing the guitar again. I'm like, are we gonna do a whole nother solo? What are we doing? Um, I liked. I still enjoy the dynamic between her and her girlfriend Dina. Um, Braun versus Brain, or however, whatever order you want to put it in. I liked the fact that you had the clickers, which weren't clickers, right? That now they're able to infect you. So it's like a virus, right? So it's, yes, I know you think I'm jumping around. I'm fine. So it's like a virus though. It's like a virus though, right? It's mutating, right? So it went from the clickers, which is how they were initially able to identify Dina anyway, and Ellie were able to identify how many were in within a particular group surrounding radius or whatever like that, to what Ellie noticed, which was the smarter ones, the ones that drew you in, the ones that played games, the ones that made you feel like you're going to go and investigate, and now they're going to come and attack you. To now in this episode, they have ones that can infect you by breathing the spores into the air and you inhaling it, and now you become infected. I thought that was, and I'm sure you already knew that it was a part of the storyline because of the game. I, however, was thoroughly impressed and surprised by this particular aspect, not having played the game. So, and I didn't know that she would still be immune to it. Because you are immune to one version or one way of it being transmitted does not necessarily mean that you are immune to the other ways of transmission. So I was still worried for her when she went into that level. I can't remember which level it was. That she wasn't having the same problems as the young lady that she had gone after. But you go ahead.
So the reason that it was able to get that far where there are spores in the air is because of the length of time that they have been there. They've been down there for a very, very long time and have been allowed to just fester and grow and just basically do whatever they want, turning human matter into like an extension of whatever they or it is.
Hmm.
And I'm not going to tell you what comes next,
Oh.
but I will say that there's something that you have not seen yet.
Oh, no, don't do that. That's some hate and a half.
um, I I thought it was really well done. I think that some people are not happy with this show anymore.
Really?
Uh, yeah, Fletch has absolutely he got in the Discord today and he absolutely blew up the spot. He was like,
What
"F
he
this show.
say? Huh?
This ain't for me. I can't stand these folks. This is BS. This is not what I expected."
Really?
Yeah, He was bah humbugging this joint.
Fletch.
He was not happy about this show at all.
I'm gonna
And
have to
he's
take
not
a
the only
look. I
one.
didn't see those. I didn't see those comments. I'm gonna have to take a look. I'm.
He's not the only one. There are a lot of people who first of all, there are a lot of people who checked out after um Joel died.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert. A lot of people who checked out after that, and a lot of people who are not fans of the direction of the story. Now, I'll tell you, I can see what the difference is, or what people are talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they, it's not the same as
The game.
it's not the same as playing the game, right? Because as you're playing the game, you're
I
with
need you.
Ellie.
Excuse me.
What?
Can you fix the lats of us to the last of us? Thank you.
So now, okay, that's
But
fine.
go ahead.
So, asshole.
Go ahead.
What was I saying?
People being discouraged with the show because it's not going in the
Oh,
direction that they
so
anticipated.
I can
Mhm.
understand, like people who were playing the game, they're with Ellie the entire time. They're with Joel the entire time. They're like running around with Joel and Ellie, and you're getting the cutscenes and you're getting all this stuff. So it's really it's really personal from that aspect. Like you're with them the entire time. But in the show, there are there are different aspects. The show's not just being told from Ellie and Joel's, well, Ellie Ellie's perspective. Rest in peace, Joel. It's being told from
Right.
Ellie's perspective. It's being told from uh, Ellie's perspective now, and just like in a game, it's being told from Abby's perspective. Plus, um, Dina and Joel's brother, and you're getting all of these different aspects. Plus these little side characters who weren't in the game, but you're getting now like a fleshed out version of some of these letters that were found, like
Mm-hmm.
like the police officer who died in the van. They had the grenades
Right.
thrown in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in the game, that's not, you don't get to see that, right? In the game, Ellie just walks up on the van, and she opens the door and they're long dead. Like you see skeletons with police clothes on and stuff
Right.
like that. And you get a little
Mm-hmm.
letter. So they've taken liberties with the letter and explained what what has happened based on that letter, and have taken a few liberties with what they think has happened. And I enjoyed that. Now it's not, you don't have that closeness like you do with the game, but I still enjoy watching it, right? It's still decent, and there's still more to tell, right? So I don't.
So is
Are you guys out on it? Like, let me know in the comment section. Are you guys out on Last of Us? Or y'all still watching it, or do y'all hate it? And if you hate it,
so,
tell me why. I need
so
to know.
is it just that because I unfortunately didn't get the opportunity to take a look at any of the Discord comments. I normally am able to at least see some of the comments. Wasn't able to today, but is it just that that Fletch just doesn't like the direction of the show? It's not what he thought it would be, or like is it a combination of the
You know,
two,
like
or
none of
like
the shit. It's like it hit. It's like they hurt him personally.
well
Like
he
they
might
talked about
be.
his mom or something.
Well, he
That's how
might
they
be one
came.
of those people that's really hurt from Joel.
He loves this, man. I'm telling you, he love it, and I hurt for him. I was like, damn, that man. I keep wanting
You
to
were about
call
to say Dennis
everybody Dennis.
again. Fletch. Man. All right.
Yeah,
Ugh.
where did he put? I'll tell you what, I'll tell you some of the stuff he
Nina
said. He
said
was hot.
she's not as invested. Nina, I need you to get invested, girl. It's a good show.
He said, at this point, I'll be honest, I watch a TV show and get a good laugh. You have videos on YouTube with full game story and movie type. If you like the universe, please check the game story. Next episode is going to be good, though. Those flashbacks going to hit hard. Prepare your napkins. Not what. As a gamer, I don't think the baby was ever a plot in the story. They can change it. They can change in TV show. They've changed a lot of things in the show. It's dead already. It's dead already,
Okay,
Fletch.
so
Fletch.
what he is saying is that it's not following the very precise storyline as outlined in the game. That's why he's disappointed. You,
It's
however, like some of the creative license that they are taking and adding a few different things, not going so, not straying so far away from the storyline, still keeping the core of it, but adding a few different external bits of story to make it interesting as far as like the TV screen. Is that
you
how I'm
can't
understanding that?
you have to because you can't tell the story the exact same way they did in video games, right? It's just you have to do certain things to make it watchable, right? Because now you're
Right.
dealing with real people. It's not a
Mhm.
game anymore,
Mhm.
right? So you have to be able to make certain changes. Some people are going to be upset with it, and I understand his perspective. I mean, I understand why he would be upset wanting to want it a certain way. I get that. Everybody's not going to like everything. I understand. Um, I don't think it's too bad.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, I don't think it's really bad at all. I think it's decent. I mean, do I have
Mhm.
my qualms with it? Yeah, there are certain aspects of the show
Such
that
as, please speak on it.
I it's small stuff, but I don't mind. Like the character who plays Ellie, her every time the show comes on, she just don't look like Ellie to me, and I'm having a hard time trying to make the change.
Gotcha.
Having her be Ellie, looking at her right,
Right.
attitude wise, she's
Kind of
uh,
spot on. Kind of just
sort
a
of like
little. Right. Mhm.
This Ellie is a little bit arrogant and
Mhm.
but yeah, she's okay. Like this version of Ellie's okay. Like I can understand what they're trying to do with the character. It's not a bad story, right? And the way that they're telling it, trying to implement some of the clickers and the bloaters, and how
Mhm.
they're going through town and trying to avoid the WLF and the cult and all that. I
Mhm.
think they did a
Mhm.
really good job with that. So,
Mhm.
but I do understand people who have the complaints with it. So I'm not gonna eat their lunch for that.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have any complaints because I don't know the story as far as the game. Um so as far as what I have seen, um other than obviously them killing Joel, um and a few other bits and pieces like here and there that are overall insignificant so far to the storyline and the plot and everything. I do like what they've done. I enjoy the story. And I don't know if they made this for people like me who aren't gamers, and hopefully some gamers who did the game or whatever would be semi interested at least. I like the show. I enjoy it. I like the storyline. Like I said, there are some bits that I could, you know, um, but they've breached the city, right? They're in the city that they want to be in, to get Abby. Um, and Ellie confronts toward the end of this episode, she confronts one of the young ladies that was present at the
Nora,
time.
I think it's Nora.
I think it is Nora. At the time that Abby did Joel in a most heinous fashion. Yeah, she did. Right through the so she confronts her, and then like the alarm is raised, etc., etc. She chases her through the hospital, but Abby, or is is excuse me, not Abby, Ellie is told why Abby is upset and why Abby performed the action that she did. And Ellie kind of shrugs it off like, he had to do what he had to do. I already knew, and it was for my benefit, etc., etc. This is where um Nora, you said, finds out who Ellie is, that she is the young lady who is immune to this particular pathogen. Um, I didn't expect that to happen.
You didn't expect Nora to die?
I didn't expect Nora to. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because the rest of the compound doesn't know. But I didn't expect it to, because now you're talking about 2 episodes in a row, right? You're talking about her girlfriend finding out, and now someone on the outside finding out that she is immune to this particular pathogen, to this thing, right? So I can only guess that now you have 2 episodes now where it's gotten out. Is it going to get out more and then more and then
What do you mean it's
more?
gotten out?
That she's immune.
Oh. Well, I guess you'll just have to find out. I mean, I know the answer, but
You know
I'm not gonna
what?
tell you. But
We can't do the show anymore if you're gonna be like this.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you. You watching the show, just watch the damn show. You know, I'm not gonna ruin it for everybody. For the ones that's still watching, I'm not gonna mess it up. Um, I find the little stuff in everything. I don't know what Nora was doing. You know, I know they had to follow script, but I don't know what her dumb ass was doing.
What you
Right?
mean?
She First of all, that door was, according to that chilling story that they told in the very beginning of the show, with the woman who was sitting at the table smoking a cigarette, and she said that her son, or girlfriend or son or somebody went down to like G2 or B2, floor 2, whatever it was,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. It was her son,
and
yeah.
they said seal it up, like,
On
we
both
can't,
sides.
like, there's
Hmm.
spores down here, we're
Right.
choking to death, seal it up.
Hmm. Right.
So they clearly didn't seal it up, as they had an elevator that
They sealed it up by putting the chairs and stuff in front of it, wasn't that?
chairs, chairs. Well, that's good. Chairs. That's good. That ought to stop spores. I always use chairs. Put the chair out front. That'll stop them nasty spores and germs. It's just
Keeps you from going in there.
so Nora did all of that, right? And then
Hmm.
she is running away from Ellie, who has a pistol. And your plan is to jump down to an uninhabited floor with
Mm.
spores, and what? Are you still trying to, like, you're dead at this point? I just like, listen, let's talk, man. Listen. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to be there. I tried to talk to her, but she didn't want to listen. You know how Abby can be, man. She hard headed. I just don't know why you would jump down there. You know?
Is it possible? Is it possible? This is the only reason I can see that she didn't believe the directive that was handed down about that level. And this,
No,
like,
no. She
um,
lived there.
that doesn't mean, but she didn't see it firsthand. So she may not have believed it.
I don't know. Everybody just seemed to be. She was very calm about taking in spores. She had a conversation with Ellie. That would not have been me. I'm like, bitch, we gotta get out of here. Ah,
Well,
ah.
well, by then she was already infected. You
There
so
wouldn't have been none of that conversation about were they
stupid.
talking, like, and she's answering questions like, shut up, I don't care a damn what you talk about. I need some water. I gotta get these spores out my throat. I don't.
So dumb.
I understand why they, for the show appeal and everything like that, but she's having a full on conversation with her, and I'm just like, I'm not doing none of that. It was like, I'm not saying shit till you give me some water and we get out of here.
Oh
I'm
my
not saying nothing.
God.
Gotta get out of this basement. But yeah, I that's how it goes in the game. Nora finds out that she is
Immune.
immune,
Hmm.
and she takes a strike at Ellie. And in the show, Ellie beats the brakes off of her with that pipe.
Right.
Um,
But that was more for revenge. That was just her trying to get her frustrations out. as far as like what they did to Joel. So it's going to be, I feel like, again, I don't know if she ever gets her fingers around the neck of Abby, it'll be 10 times worse. But she wanted someone to feel her pain, just like Abby wanted someone to feel her pain as far as like what happened to her father. So it's like a round robin, it's a circular firing squad that they got going on. And until somebody says, you know, I quit, or, something, it's just going to keep going.
It's a little hard to fathom. I know that they're trying to save Joel, and I don't think, like we discussed this on Discord. There was a point where right before they decided to go through with um this rush on the base, just the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Dina says, "We can turn around right now if you want."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a normal person would have been like, "You know what?
Yeah.
Let's
I
just turn
remember
around
that
and go."
scene. Yeah. Yeah.
She was like, Dina was
Especially
like,
because that was
"We can."
after she found out that she was
Yeah,
pregnant.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Dina was
Mm-hmm.
like, "We can turn around if you want,
Mm-hmm.
or we can keep going." All right, let's keep going. Pack your shit. Let's go. You got that bread. Let's go. She did not care one bit. Not one bit. She wasn't thinking about Dina. She wasn't thinking about that child. She wasn't thinking about nothing. And that
Mm-mm.
goes to the point about Joel and the doctor and Ellie's thirst for Abby, trying to get to her. What At what cost are you willing to do this? Because there's a newborn on the way. Or there's a baby on the way, and
Mm-hmm.
you've fallen in love with Dina. Now you're ready to throw all that shit away to avenge
Yes.
Joel?
Yes. Yes.
No,
Yes.
no, no. Like if it's a single person and I'm tracking you, right? Or if you're in a small group and I can get the advantage on you, that's one thing. A goddamn base? A base full of people? No,
But
no, 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 no. There's a cult. There's a cult, and they got Humvees and AK and ARs. They got all types of shit. I wasn't prepared for that. I got 2 pistols and a pregnant girl. No, no, I'm not. I'm not going up
but
against
I
that.
am wondering if what happens this week will provide her the opportunity to rethink what she is doing, because um the father of the child or whatever came to basically escort them out, like he helped them because they were in like a very dire situation, like neither one of them were about to get out of it. Were it not for him tracking them um and learning where they were, they would not have gotten out of that. So now they're retreating. Do they retreat all the way back home? I don't know. You would know better than I would. But maybe this particular incident allows for a reset for her, right? So you go, you have our child that the three of us are going to raise in this. Well, he's not going to want to give up his, like, he's the father, right? Right?
Yeah,
So the three of us are going to raise, and then I'm going to get some more wits about me, right? And be smarter about how I approach the situation to get this girl. I could be wrong. I don't know the video game, but
yeah.
that's I'm hoping that it goes.
Ellie says she's gonna be a dad. Gonna be a dad.
That they're going to be a dad, yes.
She was going to be a dad.
That they're going to be a dad.
You mean no? She says I'm gonna be a dad.
That they are going to be. I
Oh, that's
need you
right. That's
to.
right. Yeah, I so
Whew,
we talked about on we talk. I don't know why. Just it took me so long to get that.
God.
I was like, no, it's one person. What are you talking about? Are you talking about her boyfriend? I don't know why I didn't get that. I don't know why I didn't get that. I'm so goddamn dumb. I So I just found that out not too long ago, and um, yeah, I just kept messing that up. So
You
just
apologize. That's okay. We understand.
it, I don't know. I'm not gonna go into that subject. It's very
Yeah,
odd.
it's
You
fine.
know, it's hard to call one person them and they. I want to respect them. You know, I want to respect them, but that whole plural singular thing is messing me up. It's all
Moving
good.
on. So, we're not. We don't even have the nothing to do nothing. Should anything? No. So,
No disrespect. I respect everybody.
oh,
It's all
I
love.
just want
Everybody
to
out there
keep
deserves to be
going.
who they. Everybody
All
out there
right.
deserves who they supposed to be. But it's all
Keep
good.
going.
Dennis, you don't have to be confused. The point I was trying to make. It, the point I was trying to make. Right. The point I was trying to make is I can understand Ellie wanting to avenge Joel and um and all of that, right? But yeah, I've been to war and I've seen some stuff. I'm telling you right now, if I'd have gone in that warehouse, if I'd have gone in that goddamn warehouse in in the dark, and did you see that thing like on the top shelf doing this,
Yes. Yes. Yep.
making all that
Yep.
goo? No, I'd have been like, no, no, we gotta go. We gotta
Hmm.
go. Turn that goddamn light off and shut up.
But that's when they thought it was just the one, and then they found out that they were surrounded
Yeah,
by them. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
No, no, no. I'd have been out. No, listen, we made a mistake. Okay, even if it's just Dina, Dina's got to be like, listen, I gave you a chance to say the right thing. We're leaving. Or at least I am. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm getting the hell up out of here. This ain't gonna work. So I I see that part. And I'm gonna let you speak for a second, and I'll tell you another part that I was a little
About
iffy on. But go
what?
ahead.
What part of my?
Ellie using her body as a shield.
She didn't use her body as a shield.
She did every time. Go ahead. Go ahead.
She told Dina to get her happy behind over there in the crate or whatever it was behind the fence thing. She got in there and Ellie was trying to pick them off as best as she could while she was in there and try and draw the attention away. But because they are supposed to be the smarter ones, they weren't immediately being drawn as she would have hoped and or expected. So they ended up going over towards Dina. I'm curious why they were so interested in her. Um, which makes me, just because shows like this have that extra umph to it, excuse me, but it makes me wonder they're able to detect that she's pregnant and like want her more because of that for whatever reason. I don't know. But um so they were able to start breaking down the fence, the crate, the protective whatever that she was in for a second, which is when her child's father came to the rescue. So
Yeah, no, they don't
no,
care. They don't give a damn if she's pregnant. They don't care.
so
They
they
just
can't.
stalk you first and then they kill you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I, I
Um
don't. All right.
yeah, I mean it's it's pretty cool. I mean those are a different type of infected, like the
Mm-hmm.
bloaters and the clickers,
Mm-hmm.
and I wonder if there's any more. Yeah,
The
I think there's
breathers. What do you
the
call
what?
them? The ones with the spores. They were breathing out all the spores.
So that's all of them. They will all eventually do that if they
Live long
lay there
enough.
long enough. Yeah,
Gotcha.
they
Gotcha.
will
Gotcha.
all do
Gotcha.
that.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
um, what I mean by Ellie, just doing whatever, right? They were about to bite Dina, right? And then she stuck her arm in front, like bite me instead, And
Right.
then then they got she put Dina inside of that little cage to kind of protect her, and then they all jumped on Ellie and just started eating her ass like she was like she
She
was
said she wasn't bit.
uncrustable. They tore her ass up,
She
tore her
said
ass
she
up.
wasn't bit.
Oh yeah, they did her in. Now apparently, I mean, for me, when I get bit, it hurt. I'm not with her. With her, she's like, oh man,
Shut up. No, she
good thing you
doesn't.
showed up when you did.
No.
That would not have been me. I'm like, oh,
No.
ah. So
Oh.
yeah. I mean, it's all good. So
When she got bit by the one a couple episodes ago in her stomach, she did that. And then when she got bit by the one in her arm, she did. What are you talking about?
she stuck her arm in front of Dina's face so they would bite her instead of Dina, and then she was like, "No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. I can't get sick." And then they jumped on her and started biting the crap out of her, and she just popped up like it was nothing. Like it was nothing.
She
Huh?
said, and we can only go by what was said. She said, although she was probably lying to him, but she said that she was not bit.
Oh,
Now,
no.
unless they show her like back somewhere or whatever, because they were on her like abdomen area and like on her arms or whatever. So unless they show more bites, we have to take her for her words, Smitty.
We don't. They did her like a two-piece. They tore her ass up. They bit her, and the only reason she says she wasn't bit is because she doesn't want anybody else to know that she's immune. That's the only thing.
Right. I think that's gonna get out.
It's fine. It's all good.
I think it's gonna get out because, like I said, it's already been told to Dina, and it's already been told to the other young lady that ended up dying with the spores. So I think more and more she can't avoid it, right? Because she's putting herself at risk more and more, where she is more susceptible to the bites. So if that's the case, then it's going to happen more and more, and people are going to start giving her the side eye. And at some point, I would think potentially that her immunity will have had its fill. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know.
All right, so it's the end of the show. It's story time.
Oh, yes.
Time.
What happened? What happened?
So last week, for those of you who don't know, they were talking about Burger King earlier in the story, and I told them that I was going to tell them my quick Burger King story, and it was funny, I think, but it pissed me off, and I'm not going to that Burger King ever again in life. So we pull up to Burger King, and I told them that I wanted a Western Whopper, right? That shit comes with bacon, right? Onion straws, cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce, right? It's not hard. It's not hard. It's just a hamburger, right? It's just a hamburger.
Okay.
So I get up to the thing. I order the sandwich. We get it, right? And I open it up at the window. It's just a Whopper.
You couldn't even pull off.
No, because I know these people don't care. They don't care. They don't care.
Okay.
So I opened it up. It was a regular Whopper, and I was like, not today, not today. So I knocked on the window, and I was like, hello, sir. So they come back over, and he opens the window. He was like, what's up? How can I help you? I said, this is not a Western Whopper. This is not what I asked for. You're missing onion straws, bacon, all of that,
Everything,
all of
right.
that, barbecue sauce, all of that shit. There's none of that is on here. So he was like, okay, hang on one second. So he walks away, right? I swear to God, it's like 3 minutes. Then he comes back and he's like, okay, we're gonna make it. Can you pull up? So I pull up, right? I pull up. I'm sitting there. It's like 6 or 7 minutes go by, right? So I get out, right? I'm starting to get a little hot. I'm starting to get a little hot, a little pissed.
They're making
right?
sure your beef patty is.
I walk into the store, or walk into the restaurant. Right? There's one person at the register, and there's one person waiting, right? Waiting for their meal. Right? That's it. That makes a total of 3 people. 3.
There was no one else in the drive-thru?
No one else. These incompetent some bitches. When I get to the counter, right? When I get to the counter, the dude who I just talked to at the window twice, the guy who took my order, who took my money, gave me the sandwich, left, came back, and told me to pull up, right? I walk in the store, I get up to the counter, and I look at him, and he goes, "Can I help you?" What?
No.
What did you just say to me? What do you mean? Can you help me? Uh, um, what did what did you need? I just saw you in the window. What do you think, dude? My Western Whopper. I need my sandwich. Give me my sandwich, man. Give me my Western Whopper.
Why don't we, isn't this where we just request a refund and just like go on about our day?
I should have, but it's about the principle now. It's about the principle. I want my goddamn sandwich.
That principal got spit all over it, but go ahead.
So the manager is in the back, right? And he just, I'm thinking he got some sense, right? He don't. He's in the back. He got that headset on. He turn around. What's the trouble? And I was like, oh my god.
Oh.
It's like it's all of them. Who was applying for these jobs? So anyway, I told him what the problem was. He said, "We're gonna make it right. We're gonna make it right now." Right? I shit you not. I stood there for another 5 minutes. Didn't nobody make the sandwich. They weren't making the sandwich. There's still 3 people in the store. No one's making anything, right? So I go up to the counter and I just look at him. At this point, I want to make it. You know what I'm saying? I want to make it. I can see all the ingredients right there. So the big man turns around and he tells the lady, she was like, Can you make him his Western Whopper? Chris, 15 minutes. 15 minutes has gone by. Okay, 15 minutes.
Just give me my money back at this point.
Say after all this, right? There's the two ladies in the back. They don't I think they're two, I don't know where they're from, but they don't speak English.
Right.
I know. Hush. They don't speak English. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They don't speak English. It's cool. I don't care about that. I just want my sandwich.
Right.
So I can't talk to them, like, because they won't understand me. So I have to tell this dude who can relay it to them. Right? I'm not shitting. I'm not bagging on anybody that doesn't speak English. I don't care. I don't care. Everybody get in where they fit in with me. Right? I don't give a damn about none of that stuff.
Right.
So they do all of this, right? After all of this mess, they give me the sandwich. Right? They give me the sandwich. I'm not finna leave without opening it up. So I open it up, and it's regular onions on it, and the burger is torn. The burger is torn in two, and there's no onion straws on it. So I'm like, this ain't it, man. This ain't what I wanted. Come on. So I give it back, and the lady's like, "Oh, we don't have onion straws.
No.
All the BKs are out. I'm sorry, sir." I mean, it's fine.
Did you get your money back?
No, I just took my sad, sorry ass Whopper, my regular goddamn onions, and I just left. Chris, I've never seen so many incompetent people in one spot in my entire goddamn life. Not one of these people could figure anything out. Nothing. I'm surprised they get the store open and closed every day. It doesn't make any sense. It don't make no goddamn sense. None. 4 tries. You could make a hamburger. 15 minutes. It's already there.
You gave them much more of an opportunity than I would have. I'd have been long gone. Give me my money back. I don't have time for this nonsense.
Everybody else in the car got what they wanted.
They would have got a hefty person out at the same time.
Everybody else got what they wanted. This Smitty, no.
Well, that's because you trying to be all bougie, getting extra. Listen, just get a Whopper.
I want it my way. That's Burger King. That's Burger King thing. No, I want it my way. I want what I want when I want it. And Burger King,
dream that they selling you. That's and you did exactly what they expected. We serve you the bullshit that we want, and you'll take it with a smile and keep on moving.
I think you and Dennis are right because Dennis says you should ask for your money back, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I think the burger was torn because they dropped that bitch on the floor, and I I was pretty hot about that. So that's my Burger King story. Don't if you see dummies like they look like they staring at you and the light ain't on, don't order, man. Just go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else. Okay, save yourself the aggravation.
Oh my
Save yourself the
god.
aggravation. So it's fine.
Oh boy. All
So I
right,
appreciate y'all
folks.
listening to my story. Every time
This
if I
story
hear
took
something
6
stupid or something
minutes,
bad happen to
y'all.
me, I'll let y'all know.
Whatever. All right. So make sure y'all tune in. I can't even. Make sure y'all tune in next week, next Tuesday for the round table. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Um, we will still have a big show for you next week. However, I will not be here for the show, but you will have Casanova and you will have Smitty, and they will have some so evil. I'll be watching though. I'll be watching. So I'll be in the comments too if I'm able. Um
I'm gonna
so
talk
make sure
about you so bad,
you're
so
the
bad.
hate, the hate. Make sure you guys tune in, please. Next Tuesday for the round table, and then again next Thursday for um our regular shows. Obviously, we won't be able to do Andor, so we'll keep you posted on what the replacement show will be and or movie. So Smitty, what else do you have before we go?
Next week y'all are gonna see exactly where my sister controls everything because next week gonna be so damn confusing. I'm gonna be bouncing all over the place. I got no control, no self control. Right? I'll just talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? So
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
yeah, yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. It's all
All
good.
right. All right. Well,
I
we
love
thank you.
y'all and I appreciate y'all hanging out with us, man. And I really do appreciate y'all hanging out with us on spending your time with us on this Thursday. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and y'all be good to each other, man. All right.
Cheers,
Chris, you
guys.
got anything? Good. Holla.